Now, a special edition of NAZ Today.
My name is Logan. We're Gone Before Us. Welcome to NAZ Today.
Good evening and welcome to this special edition of NAZ Today. I'm Liam Combs.
And I'm Hannah Ware. Once a semester, we produce a special show, reimagining the show as we'd like to see it. So here we go.
Transgender people are reacting with anger over new anti-trans laws signed into law by Arizona Governor Doug Ducey.
These new laws are mostly affecting trans youth under 18. NAZ Today's Nick Ruth has the story.
NAU students recently organized a rally to protest these laws outside of Flagstaff City Hall. Their message: repeal these new laws. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey signed in 2 new bills on March 30th that affect transgender youth. These new bills do 2 things. First, transgender children won't be able to receive any medical care for any gender reassignment treatments. And second, they can only play on group sports teams of the gender they were assigned at birth.
So trans girls are not allowed to participate in sports that are specifically for girls. So they would be forced to participate in sports for boys, which obviously does not align with their gender identity. And then as for the other bill, which would prevent gender-affirming surgeries, it's harmful because it's not allowing children to be themselves and feel comfortable in their bodies.
With the news of these bills, the Prism Club, which is a student-run transgender club at NAU, organized a rally to protest these laws. The rally started with a march at NAU's Klein Library, stopping outside of Flagstaff City Hall.
So we're out here to protest the bills that have been passed by Governor Ducey on March 30th. We believe that that is an infringement on individual rights, and it sets a bad precedent.
Similar laws to these have also been passed in other states like Texas, Florida, Utah, and 13 more states. Ovalle Zelaya also thinks that with the government passing these types of laws, it not only controls a minority group, but more laws like these can be passed to control other minority groups.
If the government can decide who has access to health care for minority groups, it might just spread to other minority groups as well.
The Prism Club and transgender Flagstaff residents say that they are here to support Flagstaff's trans youth.
I want them to feel like it's okay and there is a support system, and we do support them even though the government doesn't. And the government doesn't want them like we do. We love them, and I want them to know that.
Nick Ruth, NAZ Today.
A new study from Mental Health America finds that mental illness is increasingly common across the nation. Over half of U.S. adults who suffer from mental illness are not being treated. And the problem is worse for inmates.
That's right. With such a large county as Coconino, mental health resources are scarce, and the jail has become the de facto facility for the mentally ill. According to the National Alliance on Mental Health, about 2 in 5 adults in jail or prison have a history of mental illness. The problem even worse among juveniles, sitting at an average of 7 out of every 10. Coconino County has been ahead of the curve when it comes to mental health resources in the criminal justice system, but officials say much more must be done. Flagstaff recently implemented a care team program, an alternative response to 911 calls involving mental and behavioral health. County Sheriff Jim Driscoll says it is a step in the right direction, but the problem now is finding long-term treatment solutions in the community, and not just the jails.
I mean, I look at our jail right now, and most jails have 30 to 40% of the inmates within those institutions have mental health issues, and many of them don't belong in jail. But what's the alternative? What do we have for them in our communities?
Coconino County implemented a multidisciplinary team that meets bi-weekly to discuss individual cases and determine if an inmate could be deferred elsewhere or connected to the proper medication.
Oftentimes what we would see is they would get held up and no movement on their case would happen, but they were getting worse and worse while they're in jail. So again, putting the team together, at least on the misdemeanor level, that was able to get those individuals on the radar for either the courts or the prosecutors that were dealing with those particular cases.
The only inpatient facilities in the area are the Flagstaff Medical Center and the Guidance Center, which have a limited number of beds. He says even if someone is a perfect candidate for an inpatient facility, they may be waiting in jail for weeks because there are no vacancies.
And to us, we think that's a huge disservice that somebody would have to come to jail to get mental health care or medical care or anything like that. So although we are doing what we can and clearly going above and beyond what the expectations are of a jail, what's happening is we're becoming the default mental health facilities then.
Figueroa says with few options for treatment available outside the jail, it's easier for people to revert back to bad habits.
If either the individual themselves doesn't have the support mechanisms out there in the community and they're comfortable getting the services while they're inside our facility, it's easier for them to revert back to what they were doing that led them into inside the jail for whatever criminal activity.
Figueroa says a 24-hour treatment facility is urgently needed in the community to get people properly treated rather than just taking them to jail.
An announcement from NAU was sent out today about new tuition policies for the university starting in 2023. Students whose families who make $65,000 or less in Arizona can attend NAU tuition-free.
That's right. The Access to Excellence initiative is intended to bring equal education opportunities to those who struggle financially in Arizona.
NAZ Today's Caitlin Boland is exploring the connection between spending time in nature and our mental health.
A lot of people are out here enjoying the sunshine, beautiful hiking trails, and the water at Slide Rock State Park, where I'm here exploring the connection between mental health and nature.
Recreating in nature feels great, but are there more specific benefits to being outside? And is just being outside enough?
I mean, why wouldn't you want to be in a place like this? I mean, it's just awesome to kind of mix up the daily routine. It's nice to be able to go somewhere new, to just have your brain just see different things that you're not used to. I think is just a good exposure for people that is definitely helpful.
We also caught up with the Gutierrez family who were visiting the park.
And I think getting out in nature is important because, you know, it kind of helps you de-stress, I feel. It helps you to de-stress, and also being with the family and our kids, and we enjoy that because it allows us to bond with each other without having to worry about work, school, anything like that. So it's just about us.
There are measurable psychological and physical benefits from engaging with nature. Psychologist Cody Bayless explains.
There's a lot of research that's geared toward the effect or the relationship between humans, mental health, executive functions, overall cognitive functioning, that kind of thing, and the connection that people hold with the natural world.
Bayless says nature benefits our mood, improves focus, and can help with stress, depression, and anxiety.
Setting intention to connect with the natural world, I think, is a really important thing. And so what does it look like to go out and care for the earth, or to show gratitude for the earth, opposed to just going for a walk? And that will add another layer of benefit to it.
Nature is crucial for our mental health. So this is your friendly reminder to get outside and intentionally connect with the natural world. Caitlin Boland, NAZ Today.
Thank you, Caitlin. That was some beautiful scenery and definitely makes me want to get outside, maybe take a nature walk like you were saying.
Yeah, definitely in Sedona as well. That footage was beautiful. All right, well, professional bull riding took on the city of Prescott Valley, where cowboys around the nation joined and watched to compete in their favorite sport.
When it comes to bull riding, the city of Prescott Valley is not afraid to slide on their boots and show their spirit. Thousands of people flooded the stands of the Findlay Toyota Arena. Big-time world champion Dakota Lewis came all the way from Montana to visit the city that loves bull riding the most.
Oh, anytime you get to come here to Prescott Valley is always fun. The environment Everyone loves bull riding around here, so it's always a good event to be at.
There is much more to this event than just bucking, and some fans came for different reasons.
Probably just the bulls in general. I know this is gonna sound pretty lame, but I love animals, so coming early and getting to see all the bulls is like pretty exciting for me.
When I see the clown.
Yeah? The clown? There's gonna be a clown out here tonight?
A Chino Valley rider, Jackson Morinson, said he was born and raised into this sport, bucking bulls every week.
First time riding in PBR. Now tell us, how do you feel about tonight's event?
I'm more than excited. This is an event I've been looking forward to my whole life, and I'm just ready to compete and show everybody what I got.
Bull riding is one of the most dangerous sports in the world, but many can't seem to stay away. A local from the Navajo Reservation made his return a long time after a bull riding accident.
I got injured back in 2019, and I've been out ever since for 2 years now. I broke my back, and I got rods holding up my back.
The bulls they buck are drawn from a hat, which means these athletes don't know what they are getting into. Some bulls are more aggressive than others.
It's kind of picked on their past trips. You know, like they'll go through a lot of these bulls and look at videos and such like that from past trips. And then, so they want everything here to kind of buck and be really good and be solid, you know.
This sport has been around since the 1500s. Generation after generation, children follow in the footsteps of their parents.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
Ride bulls.
Tori Smith, NAZ Today.
Oh my, was that the cutest smile ever, Liam?
You got that right, Hannah. He definitely rocks that cowboy hat better than I ever could, for sure.
And I think I'm going to have to agree with that statement. Now, moving on, Theatricos Theater Company is a local gem here in Flagstaff. This year marks its 50th anniversary.
To celebrate this occasion, the company is putting the fan favorites from throughout the years back on stage. NAZ Today's Matt Kienitz joins us now with the story.
Theatricos was established in 1972 in the basement of the Weatherford Hotel and quickly became a hub where locals could showcase their talent. Theatricos productions take place in the Doris Harper White Theater. White was a key figure in the founding of the theater company. Executive Director Chris Verrill says she is one of the reasons it's still thriving today.
And she was instrumental in the founding of the theater, but more importantly than that, she stayed with it for 32 years. From 1972 till, do the math, 32 years, she kept directing shows and making sure that we kept moving forward.
Theatricos member Mickey Mercer says the theater has grown since he first volunteered 30 years ago.
The light booth up there, that wasn't there. We had just a light board and sound board on the balcony, just sitting there watching. These seats, when I first got here, we had platforms that we put just regular chairs on.
Mercer credits the community volunteers for the steady growth and progress. And Jan Rominger, another Theatricos member, agrees.
This theater is really built on volunteers spending a lot of time and energy and creative energy and passion to put on really nice performances.
Mercer says the 50th anniversary is particularly special for him because his directing career has recently come full circle.
The first play I ever directed here was Steel Magnolias, which I just finished directing, just ended. And I think I have to say that's my favorite, and I think mainly because it's the first one I did.
Verrill says the audience has a huge impact on the success of the theater, and he wants them to have a say in the upcoming shows.
Ultimately, the most important person in the room isn't the directors. They're wonderful. It's not the actors. They're wonderful. It's not the tech people. They're all wonderful. Most important person in the theater is the audience. So letting the audience participate in selecting the shows is a very common thing. And we thought as our 50th anniversary, we would let our audience vote, our cast vote, our crew vote, let everyone vote, and see what shows they wanted.
Verrill says that he is confident that Theatricos will continue to succeed.
We've been here 50 years. We will be here another 50 years.
The next play to take the stage is The Foreigner. To find out more on what plays are coming up, where to get tickets, and how to audition, visit theatricos.com. Matt Kienitz, NAZ Today.
Stay or to go
Next few months, they gotta bounce back if you wish. Now you're moping around like a dog from a pound. Hoping life sends you that needed rebound. Maybe think of the change at home. Maybe love being shown, that a beer being thrown. So many now know what needs to be crowned. There's no make like well, eat the cheese off the ground. Who knew? What you been through? Your issues. Run table. Get head. Don't socks. Trapped in. No box.
Hello everyone, I'm Aleja Vallejo. Here's a look at Native American news. Navajo Nation President Jonathan NAZ announced over the weekend he is seeking a second term to ensure completion of his plans to rebuild the economy and extend power and water lines throughout the nation. Other candidates running for office include Boo Van Nygren, Ethel Branch, Frank Diaz Jr., and Earl Sombrero. The primary election is on August 4th, and the top two candidates will move on to the general election in November. Startling statistics from the U.S. Department of the Interior show that the Native Americans and Alaskan Natives are at higher risk of facing violence in their lifetime. Because of this, the indigenous community is fighting back, demanding action. Members of the Native community gathered in Kayenta recently to spread awareness of their missing and murdered relatives. Some of these brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers have been missing for years. Some were murdered, and their cases have now gone cold.
Our tribe to be like that, missing and murdered, it's been going on for years and years.
According to the U.S. Department of the Interior, Native American and Alaskan Native murder, rape, and violent crime are all higher than the national averages. Catherine Ridenauer marched for her son, Christopher James. He was taken from his family in a hit-and-run on December 10, 2017. Police still have no leads on who took her son's life.
Try to find out what happened to my son. It's been over 4 years since someone ran into him and then left the scene. And we didn't know where he was, or no one told us until about 4 days later.
Ridenauer and her family want justice, and she's not alone. Birdie Bitsui traveled from Las Vegas. She marched for her two sons, one murdered and one missing. Drew James was shot and killed outside his apartment in Phoenix.
He was a son, he was a father, he was a nephew, he was an uncle, and he smiled a lot. Always smiling.
James was only 25 years old and a father to 3 little girls. Bitsui's eldest son, Alexander Eski, has been missing since June 2020. She is still searching, and she still has hope.
Spoogie, son, we want you to come home. Please, at least give me a call. I have my phone number on all your flyers. Please come home. If you don't want to come home, please give me a call. Let me know you're okay. You're out there. We miss you a lot.
A study from the National Institute of Justice found that 84% of Native American women and 82% of Native American men have experienced violence in their lifetime. The Office of Miss Navajo Nation is now accepting applications for the 70th annual Miss Navajo Nation pageant. This pageant has been around since 1952 and represents womanhood. Miss Navajo fulfills the role of grandmother, mother, aunt, and sister to the Navajo people. Applicants must be an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation, 18 to 25 years of age, and be knowledgeable of Navajo history, culture, and traditions. For more information on the application process, you can email the Office of Miss Navajo Nation at officeofmissnavajo@navajo-nsn.gov.
Welcome back to the special edition of NAZ Today. My name is Tori Smith, here to bring you weather on this beautiful Thursday evening. Now, we've got clear skies remaining in the forecast right now, temperature reading at 59 degrees, barometric pressure at 29.94 inches, and pretty strong winds right now. We are seeing those consistent winds southwest of 21 miles per hour. Now, taking a look at those winds, they are coming in from the southwest, pushing up northeast through Flagstaff. And you can see the Prescott fire right over here. Tunnel fire is still remaining. Haze in the forecast as well, sticking around there in Flagstaff. Now, high today was 65 degrees. Low tonight going to be 33 degrees. We are right on average with those temperatures of 62 and 31 degrees, but nowhere near those records of 80 and 13 degrees. Now, taking a look at our precipitation, no precipitation today. Still seeing the effects of that weak La Nina, 3.01 inches of precipitation since January 1st, and average would be about 6.92 around this time. Now, high temperatures across the state, relatively warm for right now, 80 degrees over in the Grand Canyon, 83 degrees in Sedona for today, 77 in Payson today, and over in Hopi, 76 as the high. Now, taking a look here at tonight in Flagstaff, 33 degrees is going to be our low. We are going to see the effects of that tunnel fire remaining, haze and mostly clear skies after that throughout the night. Now, taking a look at tomorrow, we are going to see a high of 69 degrees, sunny and clear skies, and that is going to remain throughout the rest of the week as well. But taking a look across the state for tomorrow, 77 is going to be our high in the Grand Canyon, 77 as well in Prescott for tomorrow, and 77 is very popular, 77 as the high in Payson as well. 71 going to be the high in Hopi for tomorrow. Now, taking a look here in Flagstaff for our extended 5 days, we are going to see 69 over on Friday, going to go to 70 degrees on Sunday, and Tuesday we are going to see 71 degrees. Now, we're not seeing any trends right now. Flagstaff had been seeing this roller coaster for some time, but we are finally over that and finally seeing those spring temperatures. Now, that is all we have for weather, but what's going on sports?
Thanks, Tori. Gotta say, I love those new graphics. Well, our sports media group decided to change things up a little bit for this innovation show.
That's right, Liam. NAZ Today's Lindsay Ridgway hosted a competition to see which of our sports reporters had what it takes to be a true athlete.
Let's take a look.
Thanks, Hannah and Liam. I'm here at NAU Southfield, where behind me our sports crew is warming up for a true athletic workout. We do a lot of talk about NAU athletics and what they do to stay in shape, so we're here to see if we can stand up to the test.
I'm team captain Kristen Chancellor, and I've been a part of the MIC sports program for 3 years, and what better way to go out than with the win. Let's go Team Strawberry Shortcakes.
If Kristen thinks she's gonna win, she's got another thing coming, because we have the best team spirit in the land. Go Richest!
Starting us off here today is going to be the handstand challenge, where each team is going to submit one player to see who can hold their handstand the longest.
Okay, Mike. Let's go, Gabe. Yeah!
It was a nice try. It was a nice try. Okay, so after the handstand challenge, the team the richest is in the lead, but that is before our next challenge, which is push-ups.
It's on. You're gonna win.
Oh yeah, big rigs, I can do 5.
Woo!
Round 3 out here is about to get started with the leapfrog challenge. This will test the team's true teamwork abilities.
Go, 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 Sonia, go, Sonia, yeah, Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia. Come on, we're behind here, people. Gabe, it's you. Wee, I'm here.
For our final 4th event, we are going to be doing running relays. So this is to see who's going to come away with the championship.
NAU, baby.
Go. 1, 2, 3. Strawberry Shortcakes.
took home the win in the relay. How do you guys feel, Team Captain Will?
You know, man, it's such a blessing to send these two out with a victory. I really don't know what to say. You know, it's just, it hasn't hit me yet. Yeah, man. Thank you to Ava and Sonia for being fast. You know, thank you, Mom and Dad. You know, it means so much to me, man.
Unfortunately, Team Strawberry Shortcake did not come away with the win, but I have the team here as well as Coach Kristen Chancellor. Kristen, how do you feel your last event?
Although we lost, it was a fun time. My team did great, and I think we all just had fun, and that's the most important thing.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's all I have for you guys today here at the South Fields. Thanks so much. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lindsay. That looked like a lot of fun. And congratulations to the Riches. Well, that is almost all we have for tonight's special show.
Before we say goodnight, we have a special performance by Marty Olson. Enjoy.
I'm Marty Olson, and this is my song, Hold On Me. You tell me to breathe easy, but you make me hold it till I'm spent. Yeah, if it weren't for you, I'd be happy, I'd be content. You make me nervous, you make me tense. You got me wearing my shirt inside out. Yeah, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know what I was without. You've got a hold on me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you're making me feel like I've got something to lose. You've got a hold on me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you're making me wonder if I've got a hold on you. Let's go back to the basics. I've got 10 fingers, I've got 10 toes, but can you check my heartbeat? 'Cause I used to have one of those. Your favorite sweatshirt smells like me, and you're leaving me here wanting more. Yeah, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be walking right out the door. You've got a hold on me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you're making me feel like I've got something to lose. You've got a hold on me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you're making me wonder if I've got a hold on you. A hold on you. A hold on you. Yeah, you're making me. Yeah, you're making me. Yeah, you're making me wonder. A hold on you.